All right, we're back with Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. And Donald, right before the break, we were talking about the soldiers who were over there, 4,000 troops, and you were going to talk about something else that was bothering you. Go ahead.
Well, it bothers me that China, which takes a lot of money out of Africa and West Africa and lots of other places, they're not doing anything. And other countries that take so much out, they're not putting anything back in. So we send 4,000 soldiers, tremendous amounts of aid, which is fine to be sending aid. I think that's okay. It's absolutely fine. But we're sending millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of services and goods, and nobody else is doing anything. We're the only ones. I mean, it's always us. So whether it's fighting ISIS, where Saudi Arabia doesn't want to help us and Turkey doesn't help us and nobody helps us, we go in and fight. We don't know what we're doing, and we're not allowed to fight because the president doesn't allow us to fight. But we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars fighting. We don't know how to fight, unfortunately, because we're being restrained. And nobody else is doing anything, even the countries that are most affected. So you don't have China helping, and China, by the way, takes a fortune out of those countries. So it's always us. We're always the suckers, and that it just is incredible. And you know what, Steve? Even on your show, you never hear it brought up.
Yeah, no, well, that's absolutely true. We are the ones who do everything, and in this case with ISIS, we are the coalition. And you're right about Ebola as well. But let me ask you this: I love reading your tweets, and everybody should know it's at Real Donald Trump, at Real Donald Trump. That's the correct Donald Trump Twitter account. You tweeted out that you're starting to doubt, you're starting to think there's something seriously wrong with President Obama's mental health. You ask why won't he stop the flights, and then you write psycho. Do you believe the president's a bit of a psycho?
Well, he's either incompetent, he's very stubborn, or there's something wrong. Because, I always understand, as a deal maker and somebody that's made a tremendous amount of money, I really do by understanding people and understanding the other side. And I always understand the other side. If you take a look at the whole thing about stopping the flights, I don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand. How could you not stop the flights? And other countries are doing, as you say, even in Africa, they're not allowing the people from West Africa to come in. So when I do things, I always like to understand the other side, and I usually do. In this case, it's not understandable. How can you allow people that could be very, very sick, especially when you see what just one or two or three people have done in Dallas?
Right.
I mean, it's like bedlam.
No, I am with you. I think it's beyond comprehension, but you're a man who chooses his words carefully. You're a man who does sit across the table from people and judge them. That's why I was struck by the word, psycho, and you're questioning, as you put it, whether or not there's something seriously wrong with Obama's mental health. Do you stand by that?
There's something wrong, and nobody knows what it is, but there's something wrong. There are so many bad decisions. Can anybody be that incompetent? There's something wrong. There's something going on. Every decision this country has made is wrong. Everything's wrong. Everything is going wrong for the United States. When was the last time you heard something good about the United States? You don't hear it. China just took over as the great economic power. Last week it was announced that they became, this was unthinkable. So many things, whether it's a website that costs $5 billion, which is, you explain how that's a possibility. But when you think of what's going on with Ebola, where we allow people that can be very, very sick and affect our entire population to be able to come into this country, there's definitely something wrong.
Let me ask you this: the economy, very quickly. The market. Do you believe that we're in, as far as the market goes, a correction period, or do you think that with all the world's problems as we're seeing them and what's going on in Europe with the possible recession, that this market could go down much, much further?
It could be very bad for the market. There's no question about it. It's been very interesting the last week and a half, and it could certainly be a very bad thing for the market. And when we have people in charge of our country like they are, where they make so many mistakes and such simple mistakes and things of common sense, and so many different things. Obamacare is a disaster, which, by the way, will destroy our country. Obamacare doesn't really kick in big league until 16.
Yeah, that's when employers could drop it.
You're really going to see the effects, and the effects are already tremendous. So when we have the kind of mistakes and the kind of leadership that we have, you would almost think it has to go down.
All right, Donald, great talking to you.
All right.
Let's do it again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, and had a lot of great things to say. And at Real Donald Trump. I'm going to make sure I'm getting that correct. Yes, at Real Donald Trump is his Twitter handle. Check it out. Very, very interesting. And before we go, we have a poll question for you. We heard what Donald Trump thinks about Barack Obama. Do you think President Obama is handling the Ebola crisis properly? I want you to go to newsmax.com/polls. Once again, that's newsmax.com/polls, and cast your vote. Do it now, okay? Coming up next, it's the Malzberg panel. Don't go away.